Thank you for joining us on the New Bridge Radio Show. You can also catch us online at newbridgeradio.com. Find us on Facebook under New Bridge Radio Show or follow us on Twitter at New Bridge Radio. Now let's connect you with what's next.
Welcome back to the New Bridge Radio Show. I'm your host, Kevin Mackey, and I'm happy to be with you. All of the tax stress that I have been under since January is now gone. I managed to get all of the taxes done. And it's, you know, when you get it done, you're just like, oh my God, thank God that's over. And it never is as bad as you played it up in your mind, or I played it up in my mind. I'm like, okay, that wasn't so bad. Why was I stressing about this so much? Well, I was stressing because I thought, oh, for sure, I am going to owe more money again this year, and I'm going to just be paying the IRS out of my paycheck every month. It's just going to be terrible. But anyway, I made it through, and I feel light as a feather now. Light as a feather now that that's all done. So I'm most pleased with today's show. I'm so excited. Today, my special guest is Lindia G, the Comanche Psychic. And I'm so excited to have her on the show. If you don't know Lindia G, she is a professional psychic medium. And she helps people connect with people on the other side. And she has an amazing ability. She was actually born psychic, and her mother, being Comanche, took Lindia G to her tribe, and her tribe knew when Lindia G was just a wee baby that she had the third eye, and she definitely does. And Lindia G fought for her life a few years ago in a battle with cancer, and she won. And when she won, her abilities increased quite a bit, and her sensitivity to spirit grew. And she uses this gift to help other people. And Spirit is the one that asked her to start doing YouTube videos because it would calm people down. And that's exactly what she does. She comes onto YouTube and she does readings, and it calms people down. And she is a delight. She has a great sense of humor and a warm heart. And you, if you don't know Lindia G, you are going to love meeting her. But if you do love Lindia G, you are going to love this show because it is so much fun. Lindia G has the best sense of humor. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with my special guest, Comanche Psychic, Lindia G. We'll be right back after these messages.
New Bridge Radio, connecting you with what's next.
Go on and assure yourself. Give yourself permission to succeed, or make as many mistakes as you need to.
Ever wanted to host your own radio show? If your answer is yes, then the time to act is now. WLTK-DB Let's Talk is now accepting new programming, more affordable than ever. You create the show idea and we'll take care of the rest. Not only do we create your program intro, but also syndicate you to popular outlets like Apple and Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and more. You get all of this free. That's right, absolutely free. Contact us at WLTK-DB.com with your show idea, and let's bring your dream to life. All topics accepted, and you have full rights to your program. Contact us today and reserve your spot on WLTK-DB Let's Talk. What are you waiting for? Let's do this.
Welcome to the New Bridge Radio Show. I'm your host, Kevin Mackey, And with me today is my very special guest, the Comanche Psychic, Linda G. Welcome, Linda.
Hey, how's it going?
Very good. I can't tell you how excited I am to have you on my show. You're like my biggest star.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So I brought you in here because you have such an interesting story. Just like 2-3 years ago, you were asked by Spirit to start a YouTube channel.
Right.
And
I had been on with Kirsten Langston, who is the Third Eye Champagne.
Yeah.
And she has these lights. She sets it up so professionally, so beautifully. I did a couple of guest appearances with her. Didn't think anything of it. Came home one day and I'm standing in my bedroom and a male guide that always talks to me said, you will do a YouTube channel. And in that moment, it was like, oh, I couldn't have possibly heard that. And I laughed and I said, what? I don't want to get up and brush my hair.
Right.
And then as clear as day, he said, you will help calm people down.
Exactly.
So I had to do it.
And I was remembering back to that first video you did. And even in that first video, you had a really great message about not getting involved in really negative energy that was happening at the time. And
Yes.
oh my gosh, that was so incredibly helpful. You had a message about put down the sword. And that came through Spirit. I was like, that is the truth. That is what is going on right now.
Right. And so many of us stand in our ego. It's very hard for us to, and sometimes we have bad parents or bad issues in life. And can be first in line to tell you, nobody was more in their ego than me. Nobody was more energetically connected to, okay, enough about me. What do you think about me? Very drama. I was a nurse and that was wonderful because I love taking care of people. But when I went through breast cancer, I had what they call conduli or something. I'm not versed in all that great stuff that the masters do, but
Right.
I can tell you something happened to me when I was begging for my life because my boys were still young. And they said, what are you doing? There's no such thing as death. And as a nurse, I worked with a lot of dead people and I saw a lot of dead people energetically, like leaving their bodies. So I said to them, I actually got embarrassed. And I said, oh, yes, you're right. You know what? I give it all to you. In faith, it's almost like take this cup from me.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide I need to go, I'll go because I know you got this covered. In faith, I stand with you. And boom, something energetically hit me so hard that I couldn't eat. When I can't eat, something's up.
Right.
I couldn't eat. I felt so so wired, like I could blow out a socket. I was just vibrating. I was trying to talk to friends and saying, I don't understand what's going on. And I couldn't get rid of the smell of earth on my hands.
Oh, wow.
The smell of earth was on my hands. And then, see, if you told me, Linda, you're going to professionally read dead people, I'd have told you, oh, hell no, because I didn't want to do that.
Right.
Then I was sitting with a client at Angel Heart, which is in my little shop I work out of in Benicia. And all of a sudden, I'm reading this client. All of a sudden, a full-grown man walks through. He's as big as he's tall. He's got crystal blue eyes, a big beard. He's got motorcycle boots, kind of hippie-looking but young. And he starts to tell me how he died, how he had his motorcycle and he went down, but he ended up hitting the 18-wheeler anyway. How they started CPR, how they kind of got him back, but he was actually dead. How he went in the hospital, how he had a girlfriend. He wasn't married. He had a girlfriend. He had 2 kids. And she's wailing. I don't want to look at her because I don't want to cry. And he looked at me with those crystal blue eyes. And, he said to me, Linda, would you tell her I'm more alive now than when I had a body?
Oh, my.
And that was it. Like, whoa. So then all of a sudden, whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like in a way, he was frustrated with his mother because she was carrying on so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tell her I'm not dead. It's like, why? And they do that all the time to me. They're always like, would you quit telling her I'm dead and don't worry about going to that gravesite. I'm not there.
Right.
One time I was reading this woman, you might have heard this story. And the mother comes through, and I'm kind of describing her, and the woman says to me, tell her I can't find my left foot. And so I thought, that's weird. But being a nurse, which I shouldn't think, when they tell me, I need to just say it. If it doesn't make sense, just say it.
Right.
And I went to say, was your mother a diabetic? But the lady said, no, tell her I cannot find my left foot. So then I said, just said it. I said, your mom tells me she can't find her left foot. She said, Linda, my mom died in a plane crash, and the only thing they found of her body was her left foot.
Oh, wow.
So I'm supposed to be doing this, and I'm not supposed to be afraid of those that come forward. I've been very lucky about not getting, if somebody's really negative energetically, I can't touch them because they won't let me.
Uh-huh. So after you recovered from your illness, wasn't everything like 10 times more powerful?
Oh, yes. Yes, my ability to read took off.
Mm-hmm.
I had no hair. I go into that shop, and I'd gone through nursing school doing tarot readings, but I can't tell you I was fantastic. Some people still are telling me, remember 30 years ago, you told me this or that. But, I just did it to kind of help pay for nursing school.
Uh-huh.
My dad used to say, she can't get her own life together. What the hell are these people? But I ended up reading for like famous people, which was weird. In San Francisco, all kinds of big wigs with, famous people. So I was like, whoa. But I was also in my ego. I thought, wow, I must be special. But it wasn't me, it was them. So then I get through nursing school, and I ended up, no hair, no breasts, just, feeling pretty low. Got a bad cancer, by the way, which I'm cancer-free 11 years now.
Oh, yeah, yes.
And went in that little store just to do readings, and I think I was $30, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try, And next thing you know, Carol couldn't keep up with all the people that wanted to see me. It just started, it goes around like fire. It's like,
right?
Has anybody seen that Linda over there?
I know. All of a sudden, you're like Oda Mae Brown on Ghost.
Right.
There's a whole room of people.
Yeah.
That's funny. So when you started this YouTube channel, it was interesting how it progressed and grew into this huge thing. Are you shocked by it now?
Oh, yeah. But I know there's a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't be holding on to it. I can't make it about me. It has to be whatever they decide to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't keep, I know people get so upset. Like, this whole political environment and everything, all this happens for a reason. Mm-hmm. And yes. They also are very clear, and they, that's weird. They give me hits like that plane crash that happened. Mm-hmm. And they told me the plane was going to crash and these people, and it happened like right away. And people go, oh my God, Linda, you got it dead on. But it wasn't me, it was them, And I said, okay, well, it's a software issue. That's what happened. It's going to affect Boeing. They'll rally, but it was somebody from Boeing who worked there wrote me and said, I watched your videos, Missy, and you're not that good. I'll have you know, I've been working with Boeing for 30 some odd years, and it was a pilot error. And then right after that, the news came out that it was a software issue.
Exactly.
But my guide said the reason they do that, because that's weird. Why would I want to get into reading about a plane crash?
Right.
Part of the reason they tell me some stuff, like when they told me to say this virus was coming out last year, I told everybody, it just hit me. I don't know if you remember when I was reading on the 2018 Blue Wave, and I remember Beto, I was thinking he was going to win, and I was in the middle of reading on this, and all of a sudden it was as clear as day. They said, no, Linda, sorry, he's not going to win. And I remember my face changed, and I said, oh, you guys, sorry about that, but they just told me he's not going to win.
Right.
So I have to trust what they say.
Right. Right. And you also, during that time, you were having past presidents come and talk to you and speak to you.
Oh, well, you haven't seen my video today.
No, I haven't watched it. It was just like 10 minutes before you came on the show. I'm like, oh, I'm going to miss it.
Do you want to scoop?
Yeah.
Well, I was watching a show on the History Channel about death masks. Very interesting one of the interesting thing is it's not for sure it's Julius Caesar, but they were managing, all these people managed to find something that was actually Julius Caesar's face. And they showed it. Looks exactly like Putin.
For real?
Exactly like Putin. You'll see it on my video. But also, I want to tell you, I've never read on George Washington. He's never come to me. I get the Kennedys, I get Roosevelt. Never got Washington, never even really thought to look. All of a sudden, I could see as clear as day George Washington, because they had his face and how he looked. And he said to me, this is weird because this has never happened to me before. He's actually had a couple of lives. One is a black man, and currently he is a black woman. For real? And he is a black woman who will be president. And I said, oh my God, who's that? It's Stacey Abrams.
That seems to make sense to me in some way.
Oh my God. And it's like he signed up for this. He took the black body because, he didn't have regard for the blacks except to be slaves. Now he's in love and being a black woman, and he can do so much work for the country, but it's Washington. It's George Washington that's inside of her.
That is amazing. But you know what? That makes sense. I have heard Stacey Abrams talk. And she is Stacey Abrams is a powerful comedian.
She's an orator. I was always thrilled with her. I said, this woman is an orator. Yeah. And apparently George Washington was too. Very logical. They wanted him to be king. He refused to be king.
Right.
He didn't smile much. I think Stacey Abrams smiles more than him. Right. But he didn't smile much, but he smiled. But he didn't have those teeth. He had those awful teeth.
Right. Exactly. He was self-conscious about the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I love that. You know what? Speaking of political people, there's one person I've always been curious about. Do you know who Frances Perkins was by chance?
No. Who is that?
It's okay if you don't, because Frances Perkins was actually the first woman cabinet member, and she was a cabinet member for Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Oh, I can look. If you want me to do a video on her next time, I will.
Oh, definitely do.
I'll look her up. I'll get her bio.
Yeah,
see if I can reach her. It depends on what kind of body she's taken.
Definitely, because you know what? She came up with some really good programs. Like, she's the mother of Social Security.
Oh, yes.
She created the FDIC. She was the most prolific politician of probably the whole century. And she was kind of written out of the history books. Frances Perkins was,
because she was a woman.
Well, that and it's sad because she was so charismatic and she got along with both the Democrats and the Republicans, and she just made so much progress for the country.
Wow!
Yes. So if you ever can connect to her,
I will. I'll check it out for you.
She's one hard-working lady, that Frances Perkins. Well, Linda, we are coming up on a break here, and we're going to have to hear from our sponsors.
I'm going to go get a double chili cheese hot dog sandwich.
All right. So Linda's going to get her hot dog, and we are going to hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back on the New Bridge Radio Show.
Don't ever give up. Everything worth doing is hard.
You have the courage to be who you really are and share your truth with the world.
Who out there wants to get social with us? Well, it just may be closer to your radio home than you think. Introducing the new station Social Time. Social Time is built into the station's website and operates similar to Facebook and Twitter. So now that you already know how to use our Social Time, visit the station's website and register free. Create your own page or group, share photos and videos with your friends, and so much more. The best part about our Social Time is it's right here on your favorite radio station's website. Yes, it's ours, not theirs. And we invite you to join our quickly growing community. To register, just visit WLTK-DB.com, click on the main menu, click register, fill out a bit about yourself, and you're in. WLTK-DB Social Time. Head over there now and register free. Come on, let's talk.
Mackey Reiki is a full-service Reiki therapy center offering both in-person and distance Reiki sessions. Reiki is a gentle healing energy that can assist in clearing, repairing, and maintaining energy that is vital for optimal health. Reiki can also assist with anxiety, depression, and even addiction. You can schedule a Reiki session by visiting our website, www.mackeyreiki.com. That's www.mackeyreiki.com. All right, welcome back to the New Bridge Radio Show. I'm your host, Kevin Mackey, and I'm delighted to have my special guest, Linda G, Comanche Psychic. Hey, Linda.
Hi, how's it going?
Great. I'm thrilled to have you. So before we went on break, we were just talking about some of the famous people who have come and been part of your channel. And
listen, a lot of famous people like Marilyn Monroe don't like being tapped into.
Yeah, I know. You've mentioned that several times. Like,
there's some that just truly don't want you to bother them.
Yeah, yeah.
You have free will over there too.
Right, right. But the most fascinating one was Tom Petty. Tell us about that story.
Yeah. So listen, I mean, nothing against Tom Petty, but I never saw his show. I knew he did. I remember seeing him on a Super Bowl special thinking, damn, he did a lot of good songs. Mm-hmm. I think the one song I bought on Apple was American Woman.
Right.
Or American Girl or something like that. I like that song. It was on that show, about the guy that eats humans. Jodie Foster. So anyway, I liked him. I'm not saying I didn't like him. I just never paid attention.
Right.
So I lived in a house. I had bought this house and I had redone, and I was in my new house, and all of a sudden I wake up from sleep, and they had said Tom Petty died. I remember thinking, that's sad. That's really sad because, a lot of people liked him. I didn't phase into him or try to listen to energetically bring him up. I just said, oh, that's sad. And then boom. I wake up in the morning and I see those crystal blue eyes looking right at me. It's him. But he looks a lot like that one picture he is on Rolling Stone magazine with kind of longer hair and those eyes. He's younger.
Right. Oh, right.
And he's telling me, and he doesn't have the beard because he was having a beard towards the end there. And he says to me, Linda, you got to help me. You got to help me. And I sat straight up. I'm like, what? Dude, what? And he says, you have to help me. You have to get a hold of my family and tell them I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm like, what? I'm so, and I know people in the music business, kind of through my readings and stuff. Uh-huh. So I called up some friends, and friends of friends knew of him or knew somebody that worked with him, but no absolute connection that I could get, with the family, uh-huh. And it's very hard to come out of the blue, some Joe Blow, and say, listen, your husband's here.
Right.
But he really wanted to apologize. And I'm like, dude, you just died of a heart attack. Why would you, and it come to find out it was an accidental overdose.
Uh-huh.
And there was a lot of plans that were going to be made with his family. He was looking forward to it. And he loved this little girl, which I think is his granddaughter. Uh-huh. He was thrilled with. If you see pictures of him and her, you just see him melting looking at her. She's a really cute little girl. Uh-huh. So it's so cool because then I started focusing on Tom Petty. Who would I know? Who do I know? I talked about him on my show, hoping somebody, and there was a few people that contacted me that basically passed the message for me. Uh-huh. And that was good enough for me. I did my duty. But, he used to sit in my car while I was driving. I couldn't get rid of him. It's like, damn, and I really wished I knew him before because I would have gone to see a concert or something.
Yeah, but then he came recently and appeared for a second, and he said,
yeah, he's doing really good. And who else was always with him trying to help him was George Harrison.
Oh, really?
I could see George Harrison as clear as day. George Harrison, energetically, Tom was getting there, by the way. George Harrison must have done something for Tom in life that Tom was kind of opening up spiritually. He was kind of looking beyond the madness of what really counts. He loved performing, but he was also going to stop that and spend more time with his family. Uh-huh. And he loved his mates. He really did love. no matter what kind of, one of the gals I read, she used to work in the studio where he used to come with his mates and work. And she said he was a really hard worker and a very nice guy, not an
he seems
asshole.
like it. He seems like it.
But he's always, if I call upon him, I'm sure I could, he would come. But, I don't bother them over there like that. It's not really for us to be calling upon dead people.
Right.
But like if somebody wants help, like, who comes to me unpronounced is Edgar Casey.
Yeah. Edgar Casey is so fascinating. We were just
and
talking
I'll be
about
driving, of course.
Uh-huh.
And then he's telling me the most profound things, and I got no way to write it down. He fills me with a light. He's fantastic. And the other one I always get is the ex-president, Roosevelt.
Oh, man. Because Franklin Roosevelt, yes?
Yeah.
Because Franklin Roosevelt did so much.
Right. I mean, they all had their things that they dealt with, but it is so beautiful over there. It's like if you guys, and a lot of people who had near-death experiences, if you could stand there on that other side and feel what I feel. I mean, if I dropped dead today, I would hope nobody would mourn because I'm with the big league.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, what? My parents were atheists.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I had no teachings on any kind of religion. And when I was 8 years old, I saw Jesus of Nazareth in full living color. He was standing right there. I could feel him. I could feel I was like ice cold, but yet there was such a love, like you wouldn't believe. But I was a little girl. I didn't know who he was. I knew he was famous.
Right.
It's like, dude, what band do you play for?
Right.
But and then he came again to me when I was 33, which is interesting because he died when he was 33. But that love, that unconditional love, it's so beautiful. And we sit here in our life and we worry and we, and we die. Part of us dies. If somebody in our family dies, we think, oh God, how can I go on? We mourn. And it's so funny because they're over there saying, I'm fine. One time I read this lady and I'm reading her and a man walked through the wall and he had black curly hair and a blue suit.
Uh-huh.
And he waves at me and I said, hold on, someone's here. And I asked him, who are you? And he says, I'm her cousin. So I looked at the woman and I said, your cousin's here. She looked at me quizzically and I looked at him. I said, you better give me more. He stood to the side and he showed me the Twin Towers falling.
Oh, man.
He died in the Twin Towers and he was young when he died. And he was a newlywed when he died. And so I said, he died in the Twin Towers. She said, oh, that's my cousin's son. Well, it's still her cousin.
Right.
So the guy said, could she please contact his mother in Manhattan? He knew that his wife, who was a widow because of this, had remarried and had 2 children and was very happy. But his mother never got over his death. And energetically, she was bringing him down.
Oh, wow.
Would you please have her call my mom in Manhattan? Tell her that I came and I want her to know, Mom, I'm good. I'm happy. I know my wife has remarried. I'm happy. And apparently this lady called this woman because they hadn't even talked in years.
Uh-huh.
And I guess the lady dropped the phone or something and then they talked again. But she came back to the store to tell me I told my cousin and she was so glad that he's fine. Hopefully, see, the thing is when we mourn it and energetically hold on to those on the other side, it doesn't help their progress either because they are worried about it. So it's like they have to keep looking back. They're going forward and they have to keep looking back because you're mourning. That guy that you said that does this, that does ghost hunting. I remember one time I couldn't understand why a God would allow children to stay on this earth. Why would little children be stuck on earth?
Right.
Well, we do have free will, but the other part of it is that the parents mourned so hard the kids couldn't leave.
Right. Right, exactly.
So, like you said, it's our responsibility to allow those spirits to go forward.
Right.
So I've done a lot of work dealing in people's homes with little children that have been deceased for some time, and I show them the way out.
Right. Right. So I feel like at the moment there's this lovely this lovely energy that's kind of assisting those people that are stuck, but also assisting us that are living. It's this lovely earth energy.
Right.
And
Right.
you had said in one of your YouTube videos, you had said, just take your feet, take your shoes off and your
Oh
socks and
my
just
God. And I did that. I nearly passed out.
right.
Take your feet into the earth and energetically open your arms open and tell them you're here to, basically you kind of give up. It's like being afraid of dying. Once you get rid of that fear, the living is so much easier.
Exactly.
So sometimes, I read dead people and I can't help it. I can see them. But it's so funny because sometimes when I'm reading for people, it's like that word from Jesus. It said, well, why are you looking for the living amongst the dead? Because they aren't dead. It's like grave sites, and I'm sure sometimes ghosts will be there, but mostly they're gone. Like they've told me, families have said, I wasn't there when my mom died. Nah, they're not. Listen, they're happy. They don't want you to worry. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
But with the earth thing, that connection, as you know, in some of my other YouTube videos, I have seen shifting with this earth. I have been warning everybody. Apparently, I warned everybody about this virus coming. I don't see when I read, and just like when I read clients, I totally forget what I say.
Right.
Unless you come back to me and tell me, oh my God, or there's some profound event. But I could see volcanoes. Now we just in Indonesia, we had one of our worst eruptions ever.
Oh no, I did
In
not know.
Indonesia. Yeah. So I see shifting, I see earthquakes, which we always have, but a little more severe. So yeah, we're going to get this virus in check and we're going to be okay, but it's never going to be the same. Yeah. Collectively, we're never going to be the same. Because listen, I moved in this house and within a month, we had devastating fires. I was in the Santa Rosa fires.
Uh-huh.
Fortunately, my house didn't go, but listen, that's so cool. I packed my pictures and some paperwork, my 2 puppies, and my boys took the other car. And we went towards my sister's. And when I looked back at the house, I said, hey, to the universe, if you need it, you can have it.
Uh-huh.
And of course, they didn't take it. I wish they had. No, I'm just kidding. But it was weird being here with all the devastation. People died in their beds. 40 some odd people, I think, were killed. I remember little couples that the House of Pancakes, it was the only place that was open. And we'd go in there and you'd see couples sitting there talking to other couples saying they had lost everything.
Yes.
And they still look shocky. But listen, we are shifting. It can't be how it has to happen.
Oh yes, you better believe it. Here in Washington, we're a big forest, and I was walking through the forest the other day, and I just felt this amazing energy going around, coming from the trees, coming from everything, and like, oh, something big.
Yeah, it's beginning. It's beginning. And did you do the feet into the ground?
No, I never.
Why, you got scuzzy ass feet?
Yeah, well, that I'm like, okay, I'm just going to touch this tree earth because I just can't let you see my feet. But I still felt a little thing.
But those days that you stand and you're looking at a vista and it's so, you get that hit of absolute beauty and wonderment.
Yes.
That's God.
Absolutely. And
Allah or whoever you want to call it. That's that connection with uniform. That's how I walk around a lot. I'm always so bloody happy. I wish I wasn't this happy. Right. But and I don't have to drink. I don't do anything. I'm just high all the time because all I got to do is be quiet and listen and connect. And it's zooming.
I know. And right now I feel like if people want to change their state, or if they want to ascend to a higher place or open their minds, this is the perfect time to do it.
Perfect.
Because I feel like the energy is just encouraging it, like go, go, go.
It's almost forcing us to even let go.
Yes.
A lot of people are so angry at parents or whoever they carry. And it's like, dude, and it's like, well, I can never forget. It's not about that. It's not about forgiving or forgetting. But do you know the minute you drop that sword, it's a double-edged sword, you're cutting yourself. You're only hurting yourself. Give it no more power.
Exactly.
Be gone.
And the freedom that people will feel when they get rid of that baggage and just let it melt away, let it just be transmuted by the earth, it
The
changes
earth will
everything.
help a lot to help you
Yes,
get rid of it.
absolutely. And now is the time to clear and clean and get all that stuff out
Right, right.
and make things right, because you will never regret it.
No, and the ocean's really good for us too.
I know, and the pollution in China, because of the quarantine, the pollution in China almost cleared completely. Now it's like the quarantine has cleared so much stuff.
Yeah, you can see things on satellite you couldn't see before.
Exactly. It's just this kind of reset. This kind of reset that is going to
Well, more to come. I'm I don't want to scare people, but there's more shakeups to come. But it feels more isolated. It's not a lot of people. It's going to make people awake.
Yeah.
We will live more figuring out how to survive on our own for weeks at a time.
Exactly. Well, Linda G, I cannot thank you enough for coming on the New Bridge Radio Show.
Thank you.
If anybody out there wants to have a reading with Linda G, you can go to her website.
Yeah, except it's full right now. Hold on. Let me call Angel Heart because they have some. I gave some openings. Sorry, my website got packed. Like I opened up 2 months and it was gone.
Okay.
Area code 707-745-2024.
Perfect.
707-745-2024. I might open up the month of August here in a couple of days. So if you want to go to lindagrindle.com, you can book from there.
Perfect. Hey, I can't thank you enough. Hey, will you come back?
Oh, heck yeah. I'm already liking this, Kevin.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a camera, so I'm sitting here in my PJs with a chili cheese dog eating in between takes.
Right, exactly.
I don't have to impress. That's why, remember I argued with my guys. I said, I don't want to do a video. I have to brush my hair.
Right. They're like, do it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough. Hey, Linda, thank you for all that you do and for calming us all down.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too, sweetie.
Who out there wants to get social with us? Well, it just may be closer to your radio home than you think. Introducing the new station Social Time. Social Time is built into the station's website and operates similar to Facebook and Twitter. So now that you already know how to use our Social Time, visit the station's website and register free. Create your own page or group, share photos and videos with your friends, and so much more. The best part about our Social Time is it's right here on your favorite radio station's website. Yes, it's ours, not theirs. And we invite you to join our quickly growing community. To register, just visit WLTK-DB.com, click on the main menu, click Register, fill out a bit about yourself, and you're in. WLTK-DB Social Time. Head over there now and register free. Come on, let's talk.
You will create a home full of joy and peace. It will be okay. I promise.
Mackey Reiki is a full-service Reiki therapy center now offering QHHT sessions. Quantum Healing Hypnosis technique was developed by hypnotist Dolores Cannon. QHHT can assist in expanding your awareness and help in discovering and removing emotional blocks. Find your life purpose by scheduling a QHHT session on our website at www.mackeyreiki.com. That's www.mackeyreiki.com.
You remain balanced under extreme stress.
The New Bridge Radio Show. Even your Virgo friends will like it.
You are a beautiful, shining, confident light.
Ever wanted to host your own radio show? If your answer is yes, then the time to act is now. WLTK-DB Let's Talk is now accepting new programming, more affordable than ever. You create the show idea and we'll take care of the rest. Not only do we create your program intro, but also syndicate you to popular outlets like Apple and Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and more. You get all of this free. That's right, absolutely free. Contact us at WLTK-DB.com with your show idea and let's bring your dream to life. All topics accepted, and you have full rights to your program. Contact us today and reserve your spot on WLTK-DB Let's Talk. What are you waiting for? Let's do this.
And now, 60 seconds of distance Reiki to assist you with mental clarity and emotional stability. Right where you are now, just close your eyes and feel the distance Reiki entering your crown chakra and moving throughout your body. Feel the gentle energy of Reiki easing your mind and bringing emotional stability to you right where you are now. Just allow any negative emotions or thoughts that you've been dealing with throughout the day to be transmuted with the energy of light and love that Reiki brings. Accept this loving gift from your good friends at the Bridge Radio Show.
Welcome back to the new Bridge Radio Show. I am your host, Kevin Mackey. And if you were not aware, there is another radio show called the Bridge Radio Show. It's not the new Bridge Radio Show, it's just a Bridge Radio Show, and you might come across that website. Anyway, just so you know, our website is newbridgeradio.com. Newbridgeradio.com, not bridgeradio.com. Anyway, I want to say a special thank you to our Linda Grindle, our special guest. If you'd like to find Linda Grindle's YouTube channel, you can go to YouTube and in the search bar there, just type in Linda G, Comanche Psychic, and you will go straight to her YouTube channel. And you can sort it by oldest video, and you can start watching from the beginning, and you can see every video that Linda has made, and you will figure out for yourself how nice and calming she is. Anyway, so I can't think of her enough. And one thing I want to point out about Linda G's story is she really came to a point in her life where she was at the end and almost ready to get up and give up. And she, in a moment, she kind of surrendered there and just said, okay. And in this crazy, crazy time we find ourselves in, there is so much going on. And I don't know about you, but for me, I have been telecommuting now since March 11th. March 11th was the first day that I spent working at home. And it was actually easier than we thought it was going to be. You know, we had been talking about it in my little company for quite some time. And we finally got everything put together. And so here I was at home and working. And you know, my company that I work for, in addition to doing Reiki, I have a normal job and then I have a Reiki practice. And so, so for me, it's an adjustment being home and staying home. So anyway, so it was much easier getting everything set up and put together than we thought it was going to be. And so for over a month now, I've been working from home and watching as things change day by day, and new things happening and new things occurring. And I have been watching the virus myself and and what's going on and what's happening. And one of the sites that I rely on for information is the Johns Hopkins University and Medicine website. They have a dashboard for the COVID-19 virus. And the reason I want to share it with you is because the data on it, they list the sources of the data that they're getting. from around the world, and they have a total of confirmed corona cases. They have the number of people hospitalized, and it can be information is useful and powerful when it comes by people who are experts at gathering this information. And Johns Hopkins University is doing a stellar job at putting together information for us. And we are on that particular website. There's a link for maps and trends, and if you look there, you can take a look at what the current stats are and whether or not the curve for the infection rate is going down. And there's a little blue box there that will say has the curve flattened, and it will show you the number of cases and for each country, and whether we're up or down, or whether we're increasing. And I don't know if you know this, but in March there were 247 deaths, like March 20th. So this is the 19th. So March 20th, there were 247 deaths from the COVID-19 virus. It was just beginning, so that's just a month ago, and there were that many deaths. And looking at the page now, there are 40,661 deaths in just a little bit over a month. And that is something different. That is something that we have really never, ever seen before. It's something that, there are a lot of people out there saying, oh, well, this many people die in car accidents and this many people die of the flu. Yes, car accidents, yes, people die in car accidents, but we've never seen a virus this adaptive before. We've never seen a virus that is this easily contracted before. So make sure you're being safe. Keep yourself at a distance from other people. Definitely keep washing your hands and keeping yourself safe. If you need a mask and you already have breathing problems, or you have an ailment that compromises or taxes your immune system, make sure you're wearing your protection when you go outside. And it really is something that could actually save your life. And the more you can keep yourself safe, and the more you can limit your exposure to this particular virus, the better off you're going to be. Because if you look at that huge increase in the number of people dying from the COVID virus, it's like, wow, this is some serious stuff that we're dealing with at the moment. In the map that they have on the Johns Hopkins University of Medicine, they not only keep track of the total confirmed cases, but they keep track of all of the people who have recovered. They keep track of recovered numbers, and that is a high number itself. And they also keep a track of hospitalizations. And if I'm looking at this site now, there are 57,103 people hospitalized in New York. And that is a huge amount of people. That's, the city of Bothell that I live in only has 30,000 people. That would be like my entire town being hospitalized. It would just be so taxing. And this is just a wave that's coming across. And even in Washington, even though we've had stay-in-place orders for a long time now, the virus is still ticking up every day in my particular county, Snohomish County. And so I am being very, very mindful of my own protection and keeping myself safe and social distancing myself. And we have a very dense population here in in Washington, in the Seattle metro area. So, you're going to definitely come across people, people outside, and it's best to always, take precautions, wear your mask and wash your hands and do everything you can, and keep your immune system up. Keep your immune system up and keep yourself, surrounded by the things that give you joy and that make you happy. And, give people a call and talk to them. A week ago, my mother is, in her 70s, and she has an illness that can be debilitating at times. And so she has to be very, very careful. And she lives in a senior apartment complex. And so, there's so much risk there because, she is 72 and she's one of the younger people there. So some of the other people are in their 80s, and, they've all had to adjust to this new life because normally they have a common community room, and they have, different kinds of events in there, and they have a social time in there. And now they can't really do that because there's so much danger and risk of contracting the virus. And I'm in my 50s, and I'm a little concerned about it, but imagine all of them being confronting this and being afraid and having to buy groceries in a new way. And here in Washington, at some of the grocery stores, they have set aside days for seniors, just for seniors to go and shop, and they have a time that they can go in, and they have wonderful, wonderful employees there that are bringing the groceries to the car so that people don't have to go in the store and risk being exposed to other people that might have the virus. So that is a really good thing. And all of those people that are out there doing that and working and putting themselves on the line, I can't thank you enough for doing that. But also please keep yourself safe. If you're dealing with a lot of people, definitely go beyond what's required and keep yourself safe, because you don't want the coronavirus. Even though people are surviving the coronavirus, it seems to be a very adaptive virus. And take a look for yourself. Go on to the Johns Hopkins University website, and it's just going to be coronavirus, all one word, .jhu.edu. Just go there and take a look, and keep track for yourself, because the more information you have, the more you can keep yourself safe, and you can keep yourself safe, and you can keep your family safe. If oh wait, here's my little county, how many people have it? Because there are people who have been carrying this virus and spreading it who display no symptoms whatsoever. So that's what's tricky about this. That's what's very tricky for health professionals right now in conquering this. And it really is going to be a really tough thing. But you know what? I was coming home just the other day, and I'm walking down the street, doing a bit of exercise, and somebody took the time to make a homemade sign. And it looked like it was made maybe by small kids, and maybe a couple of adults helped put it up on the road so people could see it. And it was kind of painted maybe kind of a sky blue color, and the kids had drawn little rainbows on it, and it had little sparklies and stuff. And the words on the sign just said, "Remember, we're all in this together." And that really is what we need to remember as we go through this coronavirus, that it's not just impacting the United States, it's impacting the entire planet. This is the first time in my lifetime that any kind of event like this has ever caused planetary concern. And it's important it's important that we pull together, that we try to stay as positive as we can. And I just want to say one more thing and one other thing that we should also do, especially if we find that we're in a situation where that is beyond, there's definitely a huge economic impact that we all know that's coming. We all know there are going to be economic circumstances, but don't give up. Don't give up. You never know what could happen. There are plans out there to remedy this. There are plans to help give people relief. So don't give up. You never know what's coming around the corner. Just like Linda G didn't know what was coming around the corner, but she was brave enough to go on and continue. And so be brave and continue. And for God's sake, with all of the quarantining, you can get yourself into a mental state that is unhealthy, and don't let yourself be in that kind of state. Call someone, ask for help. You will never ever regret it. If you are in a state where the loneliness is just a little bit too much, reach out. Reach out. You can email us here at the New Bridge Radio Show, and we have the longest email address in the world, but our email is thenewbridgeradioshow@gmail.com. Reach out and let us know your situation. Let us know how we can help. Also, you can go to my Reiki site and just send me a message on there and say, hey, Kevin, I heard you on Reiki on the New Bridge Radio Show, and I just wanted to reach out to you. Go ahead and go there. My website is www.mackeyreiki.com. It's www.mackeyreiki.com. Go there and just leave me a message and let me know you're okay, or let me know you need help. And I'm happy to send Reiki. I can send Reiki at a distance anytime, and you just go there and you just send me a message. All right. And I've said, I just want to say thank you so much. If you've hung with me this far, thank you so much for doing so. And stay safe. Do all of your stuff that you need to do. And come back next week. Thank you very much. And